I have Barrister Obajide, and I have Comrade Jeffrey, and of course Barrister St. Michael. Don't forget to mention Ahmed Mahmoud over there in the US, bringing his own to the table, speaking his own mind, of course, his own opinion in this particular discussion. Let me start off with Ahmed over there in the US. What do you feel about the concept of political debate and its impact is going to be having in the Edo State election?
This is a very good question, Wilson, and I'm happy that your organization is living up to the challenge of bringing the contestants closer to the people. Now, your question is, what is the impact of debates in politics? This is one of the fundamental interactions that allows the voting public to have questions thrown at the so-called combatants and kind of pick at their mind and see their policy direction, their humaneness, and some of the attributes, some of the advantages of having a political debaters is it informs the public on the decision-making abilities of the candidates. That's one of the attributes. Secondly, it holds leaders accountable. Now, in a debate, you have to commit yourself to one position or the other. So you find that here in the US, these debates are fashioned in the format of question and answers so that you can directly ask the candidates questions that are germane to his candidature and have him commit to policy positions, which you can now hold him accountable for. Now, also, you have the aspect of shaping public opinion. How does this happen? You have two or three contestants, and people are undecided on who they want to vote for. But when they relate to them, when they hear how they answer questions, when they see their body language and see the sincerity that they bring to these debates, it allows them to decide who they feel is the best candidate for the position. There's also the aspect of policy formulation. Now, when you come to the debate, the contestants have to come with their policy documents. They have to sell these policy documents to the public, and then the public can decide, okay, yes, I like Mr. A's policy, Mr. B, Mr. C, and so on. It also highlights the leadership qualities of the candidates. So you have these people, two, three people on stage, and you see what their composure is like, you see what their stature is like, what their presentation is like, how they handle themselves, how they deliver their message, and how they relate to one another. So it allows the public to assess them, not one-on-one, but at least reasonably before casting their vote. And then we have the aspect of promoting democracy. So one of the fundamental pillars of a democratic society is a debate, is the ability to debate. That's to put your ideas into the open space and have it challenged. So what happens in a debate is somebody comes out and says, oh, I believe XYZ is the best way to go. Somebody in the audience or his opponent can challenge that idea. And then it allows for a more robust policy-making decision where everything is questioned. That's the fundamental of democracy promotion. Now, then there's the media scrutiny. So how does media scrutiny work? If the contestants or aspirants have been hiding behind amorphous promotions, this is an opportunity for the media to highlight them and say, okay, look, we need you to be able to tell us specifically, how do you intend to, for example, what are your ideas on education? Tell the people, sell your ideas to them. What do you feel is the infrastructural lag? Where do you want to see the state in 2020, in 4 years' time? What is the legacy? What are the projects that you are going to pursue? So it allows the people to see that. Then we now have civic engagement.
Yeah, Mahmoud, I will come back to you. I want others to share their thoughts also on opinion on this. He has spoken at length, Barrister Olajide, or Bajide, sorry. You heard him. He said it's very, very important. But take a look at our situation right now in Nigeria, like what you find. If you go to other countries, this is what they are really talking about, debate. But in Nigeria, the story seems to be different. And now we are preparing for an election. How do you think this will pan out?
There is no base, there's no room for debate in this election. We should not waste our time about debate. Debate is long and dead. So you can speak all the English, get the best orator. The issue of a Edo election is local. Very local. One, election must go to the central. Governorship is due for central.
Your opinion?
No. It's not from my opinion. Before we come to debate, we should come in equity. If Trump stands up to contest in the US and Biden stands up to contest, they are on equal level because citizenship and citizens' rights orientation in that society is optimal. But here you're talking in Edo, the man in the central, even the current governor, campaigned that election will go to central, and he has fulfilled his promise. He has brought a candidate from central. Are you with me? Even the guys in the north have also put their strength to say, okay, it goes to the central. So for the man in the central, there is nothing anybody wants to speak. There's no English you want to speak. As long as you are not from central, you are not in that equation to start with. And besides, the concept of debate, one of the fundamental debates I probably have enjoyed in recent times will probably be that one that Fashola had, for a second term, and the one that Obaseki had. I mean, everybody used to stay glued to their phones and everything to watch the live debate on channel, because the equation at that time is even different from now. So as we speak now, we can spend all our energy doing debate. I mean, if it is debate, somebody like Tayo Akpata, the Labour Party candidate, of course, we have the pedigree to speak. You understand what I'm saying? Olumide Akpata. I mean, yeah, if it is debate, I mean, he's been a lawyer of several years. He has, I mean, MBA will support him and all the vibes. But bros, this election is more than debate too. There are socio-cultural factors. My brother was talking the other time about some people trying to turn Edo to Kano, to balkanize Emirates. You know, some people have opinion about how the palace is being treated. You know, I mean, those sentiments are there. So even if you come and speak all the English, you will not take the fact that you have goofed. Speak any, in fact. Okay. Become the dictionary, Webster, combine Webster and Oxford together. Speak all the grammar. Bring all the developmental principles and whatever. Bros, you have even failed before you start.
All right, I will come back to that. He said, according to him, the option or the cause of debate in the election is dead. According to him, and he said, power must go to center. If you're not there, maybe you're not from center, so to speak, forget about it. His own opinion. Comrade Jeffrey, over to you.
Well, like you rightly said, his own opinion.
Yes.
And for every election, I see debate as very fundamental. Before you decide to come for a contest, like vying for the governorship, at least you should be ready. As in, you may have seen something the current government is doing that you don't like, or how they are handling their affairs, and how you intend to change the situation. And those things are supposed to be written down, the processes, how you implement them, and all whatnot. And it's during debate, those things, like what they call it, manifesto. They call it manifesto. You need to tell the people, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to do. Like our co-panelist from
the
US said, by going into that debate, you have engaged yourself with the people, and you have made a promise that if you derail or some of these things that we may highlight there,
yeah, continue. Go ahead, continue.
You fall short of it, they will hold you accountable and remind you of the promises which you made.
You've made.
So I see debate as a pivotal thing that needs to be done or carried out during election.
All right, it's pivotal. It must be carried out as opposed to what Barrister Bajide said. He
No,
said,
I didn't say we will not do debate.
No, I know your
But I said-
but you're saying that the effect is like, dead. That's what you said. Now, over now to you, St. Michael, they raised 2 points and you were like, Gigi, what do you say? Well, calm down. This will get to your turn. He said, if you are not from the central, forget about it. By the count of debate having his impact.
And if we are doing anything speaking against the palace, forget about it.
So two things that he said, look, if you're not from that point, no matter your grammar, your matter anything, the Nigerian has gone beyond that. The one they really enjoyed was the one of Baseki and of course Fashola and the rest of them were involved in. But this time around, if you're talking, you're just talking. OYO in Nigeria, or you're taking it up from there.
Wilson,
Yes.
I will agree with your Bajide only to some extent.
To some extent.
I will let you know the area where I disagree with him.
All right.
Very copiously. In an ideal world, debates, electoral debate or political debates, whichever phrase you like to use, is a fundamental ingredient that is used to nourish the political process. A platform that helps the media to either project or highlight the seeming, failures inherent in the personality of a political candidate. And at the end of the day, it helps the electorate and the public to inform their decision on which direction that they want to go. However, Wilson, there is a dichotomy between normativism and positivism. In other words, there is a seeming difference between the world as it ought to be and the world as it is.
Yes, it is.
In the world where we live, the impacts of political debates on the elections are very finitesimal, very minute, if not non-existent. Of course, you will remember the election that was conducted 2023 February and all the activities and the build-up leading to it. The current president did not attend any debate. He deliberately and intentionally stayed away because he is a man that understands his environment. He knows the mundane issues that determines the decision of the people, how people vote. In our environment, issues such as religion plays a pivotal role. Issues like, it is our turn, have a role to play. People also look at the antecedents, the history of the candidate. How has that candidate impacted his environment before now? Is he a stranger that is coming to ask for votes just because election has come? Has he been visiting his environment before? Has he been coming? Does he have a residence? Are his investments domiciled in his political enclave?
Exactly.
Because if the answer is in the negative, the people would think that you are just coming to identify with them now
Because of what you
because you are asking for something, because of the thing you are looking for. That immediately you get it, you will turn your back against them.
All right.
So where I disagree with Obajide is that if you are not from Edo Central, you cannot win this election.
No, sir. That's not what I said. I'm analyzing. So hold on, please.
Hold on.
I was analyzing.
Hold on. He has the floor.
Okay, sorry.
He has the floor. That's not true.
I don't want to be misquoted.
Yeah.
However, if that is not what he said, that is the impression
No, that's not
he
what I
has
said.
projected, to the public.
No.
Are you getting it now? Yes, Edo State, may be balkanized into 3 senatorial districts. We have the Edo South largely made up of the Benin-speaking people, the Edo Central largely made up of the Esan-speaking people. In Edo North, we have the Isakos. If you go to Akoko Edo, for example, they have up to more than 20, dialects in existence in domiciled in one local government. Then when you go to Onwa, you have the Ora-speaking people, the Emir, the Enma, and there are other ethnic groups domiciled in that area. So whether or not, irrespective of the place where you come from, I believe that Edo people will look at the resume of these individuals.
All right.
We look at their antecedents. We look at where they are coming from, what they have done before.
Okay.
And make the decision on the basis of that assessment.
All right. Oh, hold on. You just
let me clarify myself.
No, when it gets to your turn, you clarify yourself. Now let's get straight
Don't crucify me.
Right now, it's time for us to start mentioning names right now. Well, Mahmoud, I know you are hearing the sound of my voice, and you can see me. Some of the opinion that a particular political party definitely will shy away from this debate because their candidates cannot express himself. Let's start from there. Let's start mentioning political party right now. They're saying that this candidate just cannot express himself. If you invite him for any debate, he's going to decline, to the extent that the ruling party made something out of it. They even challenge him, come out, talk to us. They say the man is hiding. Take it up from there.
But Wilson, you want me to take it up. You said you are going to name names. You haven't named any names. You've only suggested.
We should name the names.
You can tell me exactly. Okay, so I'm assuming that you are, because you mentioned the ruling party, which would be PDP, and you said somebody is hiding. There are 2 other people who may be hiding. One of them is the Labour Party candidate, Mr. Akpata, and the other person who may be hiding is the APC candidate, Senator Okpebolo. Now, in the event that any of this is true, I am all for political debates. I'm an APC man to the core, but I would like our candidate to come out and present his ideas to the public. Like one of the co-panelists there said, this is the opportunity for them to sell their ideas to the public. Now, as to the sentiment of where the next governor is going to come from, I'm all for political gerrymandering in favor of primordial sentiment and spreading the love. But at the end of the day, we've seen what that kind of thing brings about. Even if we reduce it to a central, like my brother over there said, we have 2 of the prominent candidates. We have the APC candidate and the PDP candidate from Edo Central. So a debate between the 2 of them will highlight their differences and allow the people to decide which of them is more in tune to their current realities. So that is my opinion on the issue.
No, let's dive in further right now. Let's rock the table a little bit. It was said by a certain member of PDP that the APC candidates Akpako cannot express himself. Hence, whether you imagine what debate it's tomorrow or it's not going to come. Okay, well, Okpebolo, okay, the candidate of the APC. But for what Mahmoud said, he says in tune with, the political debate should come and tell us what they have in store for us. They are saying that the man is hiding and all of that. Now, what do you have to say about this? After all, you also mentioned that, like what Michael said, the current president deliberately avoided debates. Do you see him using that as a tactic also to avoid a debate?
Wilson,
yes.
In 2014, I stepped out to contest for governorship in my state.
Which state?
Osun State.
Osun State.
And I met all the important people. I didn't get to the level of pasting poster because I don't want to. But I will tell you that to date, my manifesto is still adjudged the best that has ever been produced for that state. So when I said what I was saying, I'm not saying that debate is not necessary. I'm saying the people, our society has gotten to the point whereby the factors that determine or that regulate their mind, before you get to debate, there is a status quo, there's a platform on which people have made up their mind. So even when you come with the best debate, it's either you have all the money to suit them and they go with you, or it is our turn. So when I mention coming from Central, I'm not giving a voice to it. I'm only saying for some people,
the mentality.
Yes. And also said, if some people feel this candidate and his party and the leadership of the party, they are opposed to the palace. You understand what I'm saying? You have cut some people out. No matter what they say, they are not ready to listen to you. So debate is good. Debate should be encouraged. I remember the debate of Abiola that year. I think Tofa ran away. He didn't show up. So candidate showing up and candidate disappearing is not new. Are you with me? So, and I know what I went through. They will ask you, you've not been chairman local government, you have not been senator, you want to be governor. You know, so all those processes is a frustration of the process of debate. If manifesto is a turnkey to winning election, Yamu should have been the governor with simple agenda, well articulated, professionally put together.
One of the best.
One of the best. So I'm saying it from the point of frustration of politicians
who have been there.
Yeah, who understand the importance of debate and who have seen that it was an exercise in futility. Because when the chips are down, that is not what determines election.
No. All right. Now, let me come to Jeffrey. In your own aspect, the PRP, they're like saying that, look, forget about debate, though if she comes and speak and tell us what's really happened, stop her, because your party is presenting the only female candidate, right, in this election. Yes. That might not hold water. After all, what has a woman got to do? What has a woman gotten to do with Dennis Osadebe having, no matter the lofty ideas?
Well, like our usual saying, what a man can do, I would say a woman can do even far better. This elections is local, which we all know. Her coming, her being the only female candidate, has a direction. And it's going to change the perspective, how we look at things. That is my turn. We're supposed to be this zone, it's supposed to be this zone, just like that. I see her as somebody coming to change the old thinking that a woman is not good for Osadebe Avenue. I think we should begin to disabuse our mind from those old order of a woman is not supposed to be in Osadebe's Avenue. The issue of debate will come and she will be available. We are open to debate and we are ready with our manifesto to tell the people this is what we have and this is how we intend to change the things that we have seen that is not working well in Edo.
All right. Some of the people that the president should support the Labour Party, Olumide Akpata, I'm coming to you, the PDP. You understand it? There, I said, come on, like what he rightly said. He said, look, you've not been in government, you've not been a member of the House of Representatives, and even the local House of Assembly. You are not there. What do you have to show to it? Moreover, you are not a homeboy. You got about your candidate, the one that you have the soft spots for, not being a homeboy, not having occupied any government position yourself for the NBA and all that. Come on, they are saying that he coming to the debate or any debate will be consequential to Edo people. Please take it up from there.
Well, being a lawyer, I will not have my sentiments. I have my soft spots for the candidate of the Labour Party. Lumide Osagbovo Akpata, who has a very rich antecedent as a lawyer. He rose to, the apex position of our legal, professional association, being the past NBA president. He's not one that will shy away from political debate because his oratory sagacity is very well known. It's universal. It's of universal knowledge. And my friend here, Obajide, already laid credence to that fact that the man has that.
But he now said it's not by oratory.
Well, he already admitted to the fact that the man has that oratory ability, oratory prowess, the oratory sagacity to speak to issues whenever he's invited. Certainly when called upon, Olumide Akpata will show up, to speak to the issues as presently constituted. Because the issues, at the moment are about Edo people who are holding the short end of the stick. Whenever it rains in Benin right now, everybody, metamorphose into a prayer warrior, because of the perennial, flooding that has become a problem, at the very heart of the state. Even Edo North is not left out. If you go to Auchi today, it's one of the teething problems, that is currently interfering, with the peaceful existence of the people in that part of the state. The roads are in a very terrible shape. Promises made in 2019, have not been kept. So at the moment, we have tested, the two leprous parties, the APC, the PDP.
They may differ in that opinion because that they are leprous because they're the one leading right now, so to speak, federal and state.
Proving, to be a complete failure. So it is time for us to try a third force, in the person of Olumide Akpata,
all right,
and Ashama Kadiri.
All right.
I believe with these two persons.
I will come back to you. I will come back to you. I will come back to you. And your golden debater campaign will be subcharged very soon. St. Michael. Now let's get straight down to Mahmoud, who is in the US. Now there's this notion that your candidate, because you're a member of the APC, that's relying solely on the federal might, that he might even choose to shy away from political debate because of his backup, so to speak. Moreover, there is allegation that your candidate also cannot express himself. So what do you say about that? If he's called upon today, can you beat your chest with your hand that is going to appear for political debate?
So it's always good to be the underdog. One of the advantages of being the underdog is that they reduce expectations.
Are you not saying that he's an underdog?
No, the underdog, as per you are portraying him as the underdog. I'm not saying he's a literal underdog.
No, I didn't portray him as that. I never did.
You are the host. You are directing the question. So I'm taking. You said take it from there. I'm taking it from where you say it.
All right.
So taking it from there, that means you cannot see any expectations. And this is the beauty of it. One of the things I find so amazing about Nigeria and Nigerians is that we always forget the historical context. The elections that we are having in 2024 and the outcomes of those elections largely describe the wishes and directions of the electorate. You, my brothers, and also the co-panelists and the listeners will know that when we started this journey in 1999, we were never certain about the outcome. We never believed that our votes count. Largely, to a large extent now, I would say the outcome of the elections is 90% of what the electorate wants. And we've come to this point because in the last 8 years, the APC government has made it a fundamental principle that the people must have a voice in who leads them. One of the panelists there, interestingly, said that all elections are local. Now, to the extent that these elections are local, even if we say somebody is running away from the debate, the people that he's leading, I don't know how you are going to say a senator of the Federal Republic is running away from debate. How do you become a senator? How do you stand in such a hallowed chamber and not have a voice? What they are trying to do is simply give a dog a bad name. I know that the senator is going to present himself well, and then when the people come and listen to what he has to say and his views on governance, they will vote for APC.
They will vote for APC because he's going to represent himself very well. But that's against popular view, popular opinion, saying that he just can't do it. He's backing on federal might. He might not come for any debate. And you are saying that he's going to appear when invited for a debate. Are you giving us the assurance?
Let me quickly ask you a question. What is federal might? The president of the Federal Republic lost the election in his own state. So what is federal might? How does federal might work? Anybody who is depending on federal might in 2024 is wasting his time. There is no such thing as federal might. Every election is local. If you are waiting for Tinubu that lost Lagos State to come and deliver Edo State to you, then you are that's an exercise in futility. I know the good people of Edo are going to look back and look at the development, look at the historical development of Edo State and realize that the best of times was had under APC, and that's what we are trying to bring back.
Fine, I will come back to you, Ahmed. Well, you heard him. Now, the person that you have soft spots for, after all, you said, look, Will, you know where I belong because of X, Y reason. They said this man is an orator, talking about Aswego Dalo, that is just talk, and no action, that he might just rely on what the governor has done. Why some people say contested if he has really worked. That might just be a reason why we want to come out to show that, yes, he is the man. So what do you feel about this opinion that is just making rounds right now in Edo State and beyond?
Well, PDP is my party. I'm not part of the governorship process yet. If I'm invited, of course, I will let my ass down. But most importantly, Aswe is a legal luminary of note that has built a legal career beyond the shores of Nigeria. His firm is rated one of the first 10 in the particular area of legal practice that he's in. A man that has built that, why will he not be able to run the state? A man that has built that, why will he become an underdog to a governor? If Godwin Obaseki did not become a stooge for Oshiomhole, I don't think Anaswe is becoming that at all. So that one is very clear. And I believe that if the PDP will manage the reputation well, the chance is very good. For debate, I would not imagine that the PDP candidate will shy away from debate. Absolutely not. I wasn't able to he's a litigation expert. I mean, to stand before judges across all the courts, what is in it in a debate? You understand? Too much high. Okay, so I think one of the best time in Edo is now to have Olumide Akpata, former president of NBA, on one hand, to have an Aswe Ighodalo on the other hand, to also have a senator on the other hand for election.
No, don't forget to mention the keys also of the PRP. What about Apollo Kumboa? What about Pastor Azeme Azena?
Please
what about Bishop Akalame? We have lots of them.
Listen,
all Bazele, these are candidates.
Let me tell you one thing.
Yes.
My professor said, the politics of Nigeria so far is a political engineering process. We're still in the process. We're still in the process. A lady stepping out for election is welcome development. Even if she does not win, she has made a mark. Are you with me? But when we talk about the gladiators and the titans, bring all of them together. Edo has always performed very well. And let me tell you why Edo State will not be like any other state. The average Edo man or woman is civilized even when he's not literate. I will explain. To the farthest corner of Edo State, the woman that never went to school, that old mama in the village, speaks pidgin. In other words, she has a lingua franca that communicates to the civilized world.
All right.
So from pidgin English, even as they are listening to us now, even we speak out the grammar, they can still pick in between what we're saying. That brings enlightenment. That's one of the disadvantages also, however, of Edo, because when you live in Edo as a non-indigenous like me that has spent 16 years, apart from Obokia, I don't know why. Because when I go to the market,
yes,
I find once with pidgin, I flow. Everybody in the market speaks English, pidgin, whether they are educated or not.
Okay.
That politically is a weapon that has enhanced the society and that makes it politically enlightened.
Okay.
So if debate is brought to the fore, and a very strong one, it will have impact. Even though at the end of the day, the other factors that I'm talking about have to be taken care of. And I will advise the handlers of my party to really look into the issues of the sentiment of the people, if they have issues, relating to part of the things that I talked about, palace and all the other things. It should be cleared, or else.
All right.
Or else, it may spell doom.
It will backfire.
Okay.
It will backfire big time.
All right. All right. Now, let me come to someone saying that your party candidate is not on the ground, like what they keep accusing your own party candidate of. Also, you go down, and of course, Olumide are not being home based, that are not home boys. Now they say your own is not a home woman. It's not a home girl, so to speak. That is on one hand, and on the other hand, hold on. On the other hand, I was going back to Edo State. Forget that thing. On the other hand, they say that no matter the amount of debate, the issue of money has come to stay, and some other factors they mentioned. Take it up from there, Jeffrey.
Okay. Debate, like what you rightly said, doesn't guarantee you winning an election. But it gives you access to express yourself. Yes. Tell the audience or the people, yes, there's the electorate.
Yes.
This is what I want to do. This is what I intend to. How I intend to change what I've seen that is wrong. The issue of not being on ground, I see that. I don't know where they got that from. Well, that's their own opinion. She's on ground. She's from Igwebe.
From Central?
From Central. From Ikeke, Ward 1, to narrow it down. And she's a home girl, as you called. So you don't just concoct something from the blues and say she's not on ground. We know, like what I said earlier, we have agreed that politics is local.
It's local.
We are going to, the moment we kick off campaign now, we are going to go down head on to talk to the people and give them. And let me also, these two giants, like you call them, the APC and the PDP.
I didn't call them giants. They were the one that called them giants. Not me. Not me. They said these are political big weight or heavy weight. I never said they were giants. I said political parties.
You said three giants.
No, you said two giants, and they have been tested, and they have failed us.
Yes.
The APC and the PDP.
The leprous finger.
Let's mention their names. They have failed us, and at this point, the electorate, they are not blind. They know what is happening.
All right.
They want to test a different political party, and I see my party, the PRP, as that third force.
As a third force?
Yes.
Thank you. Well, Seth Michaels, I know you're a man of so much, but you're going to summarize your points right now. 30 seconds each one of us. What do you think will be expected in case a debate is called for?
My friend here have stolen our identity.
The third force.
How did I steal your identity?
We are the third force.
What about them? They are the third force.
We are the ones that other people are looking up to. As being the third force, coming to salvage the very ugly, status quo that has been very, very unpalatable.
All right.
Well, however, Ilugbo has already, x-rayed the issues.
Yeah.
and a perfect imulako, which is submissions. Political debates are important, ingredients that add spices, that help to nourish,
All right.
democracy.
Democracy.
It is very, very, very
Important.
important and fundamental. So,
All right.
whoever invitation is extended to, they should do well, to respond, because
thank
it will
you.
afford the people, to assess them on the basis of their capability and ability.
Thank you so much. Well, Ahmed, Mahmoud, we're coming to a wrap right now. What word of advice do you have for political parties that is taking part in this election? Briefly, our time is up.
At this point in time, we all have our candidates. I implore the Edo people to bring out all their questions and to vote wisely, to look beyond the facade, the loud, flowery language, and look at the people that have empathy. Because development comes when you have leaders who have empathic feelings towards their people and are guided by the principle of a better life for all. Vote APC, and you won't regret it. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Let me with it. Look, see, you just campaigned. Anyway, that's what you guys have been doing. Well, that's it on the show. That's just it. Okay, fine. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Yes.
I will not go that route.
Yes.
I just remember that for a long, up until debate, nobody knew where Debiri.
Solomon.
Yes.
True.
After the debate, everybody was like, what? So I will encourage all the aspirants to take the debate seriously.
Seriously.
I mean, anything can come out of it. And everybody came into limelight for a long time, and it really rained.
All right.
Thank
you.
So it's good.
Thank you.
As far as PDP is concerned, okay, that would be that's done and dusted.
PRP, what do you have to say?
Well, I encourage debates, like from the very beginning.
Yeah.
I've always supported it, and I'll still support it.
Oh, are you saying you're the third first?
Yes.
And he's saying that the third first.
No, he's not.
So who is that the fourth?
I will say the third and fourth.
Thank you. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Mahmoud Ahmed, all the way from the US. I appreciate you coming on today's show. Thank you so much. And of course, Barrister Obajide, right?
Yes, sir.
Ilugbo, isn't it? I got it.
Ilugbo.
Ilugbo. Town was here. And of course, Jeffrey Oboimi. Immomium. That name Immomium, like sounds so sweet. Immomium. Sweet. And of course, Ewaga, yes, St. Michael's. The third forces. We have two third forces now. We'll do it again some other time. Bye for now.